Last year, 4 developers came together to create a climbing game for a Halloween game jam. They call themselves The Whole Gang, and in just 5 days managed to make possibly the best climbing game of the year. Available to play completely for free, this is Call of the Abyss. It's snowy on the surface, and surprisingly bright and cheery, a contrast to the darkness we're about to descend into. Most climbing games are about climbing up something, but Call of the Abyss is about working your way down into a giant crack in the earth. Or maybe we're not on Earth at all. When I was brave enough to peer down into its depths, this sense of dread, or maybe it was just vertigo, started to overwhelm me. So I took the next logical step, or, giant leap. Not my smartest idea. This game has fall damage, confirmed. There seem to be some graves scattered around the abyss's rim, stone markers of some kind, and they would become a familiar sight on my journey. Once I found a safe path forward, there was no turning back. The abyss was calling to me, after all. I have a flashlight, but I don't need it yet. The sunlight reaches surprisingly far down into the abyss. I find what remains of the first of many structures nestled into the rock here, and a piton which I can jam into it and use to climb down a short distance. Emphasis on short, but it'll do. Ignore the bone-crunching sound as I hit the stone below. As it gets a little bit darker, I notice the game's use of dithering and its beautiful and ever-changing color palettes. The grassy outcrop here is home to some green foliage, purple flowers, and orange mushrooms, and this is all really starting to make me think the game probably isn't set on Earth. At almost 200 meters below the surface of wherever I am, I foolishly plummet to my death for the second time. Thankfully, the game has checkpoints. Turns out the way forward or down is cleverly hidden in the environment itself. These fungus-ridden tree roots make way to a series of small ledges, and it's at the bottom of them that my curiosity wins out again. The glowing lights emitting from the rock face. Wait, is that a face? These next drops are further apart. I'm not sure if I'll make them, so I get out my rope to be sure, and somehow still manage to mess up as the darkness envelops me. I've got to retrace my steps a bit, unfortunately, since the checkpoints are further apart than I thought, but at this point I have the route down pat. Turns out there is a giant face down here, an entire body actually, so big I didn't see the whole thing at first. Who could have built that in a place like this? You'd have to be able to fly or have some kind of magic powers. I guess flying is magic if you're a human, but birds fly around all the time and are seemingly bound to the laws of physics still. But again, this isn't Earth. I forgot I had a flashlight, and this portion of the abyss is starting to get pretty dark. Lucky for me, my body glows quite brightly. The game is still pretty colorful in the darkness though. The banding effect of my body's natural lantern is much more pronounced down here. I wonder if all these roots belong to one tree. I'm too focused on not slipping and falling to figure that out for myself, and there are a lot of details I'm only now just seeing as I watch through the records of my journey, like this very obvious and large bone. A femur, perhaps? Piton placement can be a bit tricky on sloped surfaces, as are rope physics, but I manage. A few lights lead me down to what looks like the bottom. I'll believe it when I see it, and I take a minute to look back up, over 500 meters to the top, those emerald eyes watching me from their perch. Through the archway is a box of glow sticks, perfect for tossing ahead past the beam of my flashlight. It's quite disorienting at this depth, the limited visibility isn't helping, and more miscalculations are made. I landed so hard here that I actually broke the game and had to manually reload to the last checkpoint, which thankfully wasn't too far back. You may have noticed the differently colored glow sticks. I didn't yet, but we'll figure it out in a few more minutes. I try to take my time here to avoid any further incidents, and can't help but marvel as I watch when my glow sticks fall down for much longer than I'm comfortable with. I should probably find another way down. This place is big enough that it must have been an entire city, home to some civilization or another. I should have paid more attention in history class. The setting here reminds me of Outer Wilds. Gotta love these precarious switchback staircases and the slope of the floor as it teeters off into the unknown. Makes you wonder, what came first, the abyss or the city? There are those pesky red glow sticks again. After a quick test, I realize green means you're good, red means you're dead. Now I can toss before I jump and save myself some backtracking in the future. And what a view this is. Too bad I can't look down for very long. Seems like I have to find a way up to and across this bridge. This part of Abyss Town has probably seen better days, but lucky for me I can use some overgrown plants to climb my way around. I'm guessing that these cube statues must represent some sort of deity the underground dwellers worshipped, since I'm starting to see more and more of them pop up. The bridge is still a ways above me, and the purple light across the gap beckons to me. A little too much beckoning. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and man, what a view. But this is clearly a dead end. The building I'm currently in seems to have a second floor that gravity is preventing me from exploring. No staircase, no ladder, no door. I managed to climb up with my rope, but it's empty. One more attempt at the ledge, and then I see the vines. Were they really here this whole time? Ah, and there's my staircase. This bridge is no match for me, but what's on the other side is in pretty bad shape. There's not really any floor to walk on, so more ledges will have to do. And it looks like somebody has it out for me. The game's physics system, probably. Farewell. Now that I know about vines and ledges, getting back to the spot is easy, and I'm over that pesky gap in no time. I wonder what this place looked like at its height. Was it full of people going about their lives, not once worrying about slipping and falling to their deaths? I guess if you were born down here, there'd be no reason to fear the abyss. And finally, the purple light. A new save point and a place to catch my breath. Up ahead, one big drop. Somehow my fall was cushioned at the very last second, and I land quite gracefully at the bottom. Here I learn that sloped surfaces can be useful to break one's fall, and I catch a glimpse of some sort of gardens below. It's amazing how life is able to persist, even in seemingly inhospitable places like this. Slopes, however, won't help you if you don't land on them. And now I can't even seem to make it down this chute. I tried dropping from every angle, landing on top of this poor flower. It's no use. And then, after a slightly concerning glitch in the fabric of time and space, I jump, right before landing, and it cushions my fall. The way to the gardens is straightforward from here, and I can imagine this having been a beautiful and peaceful place to sneak off to and drift off into your own world for a little while. But this journey isn't over yet. The lantern test proves useful once again as I slip down into the city's basement, which is oppressively dark and filled with more staircases. Some normal and some resembling a large curved rib cage, spiraling down deeper still. One small tunnel later, and then, at almost 1,000 meters beneath the surface, the final stretch. The plant life here now feels alien. No more green trees, grass, flowers, moss, just orange and teal cotton candy and peppermint sticks, like a neon candy factory in the bowels of this sinister place. It feels sinister, but I'm not scared. I still don't know what happened here, where everyone went, or what these statues have to do with it, yet I don't feel threatened or unsafe being here. That feeling's reserved for my final misstep. Brutal fall. The mysterious plant life lights my way, and this time I make the jump flawlessly. A few more hops and I'm on the center island with only one way forward and yet another statue observing my final few moments here. For a brief second I think gravity has shifted and I'm now falling up into the solar system, but then I'm not sure where I am anymore. But it's peaceful down here, and I get the sense that my journey is about to come to an end. At 1,204.5 meters, I finally realize what I've gotten myself into.